Have you ever stopped to think about what you're really putting in your coffee? That seemingly harmless drop of sweetener has a story as complex as the plot of a hit series. I'm Carol, from the No More Yo-Yo channel, and today we're going to unravel the universe of sweeteners. A journey that starts on the colorful shelves of supermarkets and crosses decades of heated debates in science. Aspartame, stevia, sucralose, names that sound more like characters from a futuristic dystopia than ingredients in your afternoon tea. So, have you ever found yourself questioning the safety of these sugar substitutes? Remember that iconic scene where Neo has to choose between the blue pill and the red pill in The Matrix? Choosing your sweetener can feel as dramatic as that. Each promises a world without calories. But are we really safe as we cross through that door? After all, there's a hidden villain in this story that could impact our health in ways we can't even imagine. And yes, the debate over sweeteners and their possible side effects has been as divided as public opinion on the ending of Game of Thrones. Is the sweetener the silent enemy lurking, capable of causing serious illnesses like cancer? Or is it just a misunderstood ally in the fight against excess weight? Controversies aside, here at No More Yo-Yo, we don't shy away from a good debate. So, before we take another sip of our sweetened coffee, let's dive deeper into this topic. And, if you think choosing the right sweetener is a simple task, get ready to rethink everything you knew. Oh, and if you think discovering the truth about sweeteners might change the way you see your morning coffee, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave that sneaky like. Now tell me, have you ever worried that the sweetener you use could be harmful? Have you heard that it might be a villain in disguise in your diet? Let's open up this debate in the comments. Switching from sugar to sweetener is like swapping one hero for another in an action movie. You hope the new protagonist is as good as, or even better than the original. But does that really happen? Let's unpack the truth behind these sugar substitutes that promise the moon but carry their own mysteries. When we talk about sugar, we're referring to a well-known villain in our diet. It's like that character who, despite being charismatic, we know doesn't bring anything good in the long run. Sucrose, our table sugar, is famous for providing quick energy to the body in the form of glucose, but at a high cost. Each gram comes with 4 calories ready to turn into fat, if not burned. The issue becomes even more critical when we consider other variants like brown sugar, demerara, and coconut sugar, which, although sold as healthier options, end up playing on the same team, contributing to caloric excess. Enter the sweetener, this enigmatic element that promises sweetness without the bitterness of calories. They work behind the scenes, triggering the sweet taste receptors without carrying the caloric baggage of sugar. For those of us fighting the scale or trying to keep blood glucose levels under control, it sounds like the solution of dreams, right? But that's where the plot thickens. Sweeteners are not a homogeneous block. They have their own personalities, powers, and of course limitations. Divided between nutritive and non-nutritive, each group brings a different caloric profile to the table. Nutritive sweeteners, although they provide calories, do so on a smaller scale compared to sugar. Imagine reducing the villain by half but still having an antagonist to face. The big question that arises is, by replacing sugar with sweetener, are we really making a healthier choice or just swapping one challenge for another? This is the journey we propose to explore today. Because in the end, understanding the chemistry and impact of sweeteners on our health is crucial to making informed choices. So what's your sweetener choice? Do you think you're really doing your health a favor, or are we all being seduced by a sweet promise with a possible bitter end? Let's debate in the comments below. The truth about sweeteners is a complex story, but together we can unravel this mystery. In the world of cinema, stories of accidental discoveries can become the most fascinating plots, filled with unexpected twists. In the universe of sweeteners, the storyline is no different. Picture a scene where a researcher, in a moment of distraction, ends up stumbling upon a discovery that would change the way the world perceives the taste of sweetness. This is the real story behind some of the synthetic sweeteners that are now main characters in our daily diet. But as in any good movie, the question that keeps us on the edge of our seat is, are natural sweeteners the heroes of this story? After all, derived directly from the embrace of Mother Nature, like stevia, they carry an aura of safety and purity. On the other hand, we have synthetic sweeteners, born in the laboratory, fruits of science and serendipity, like saccharin and cyclamate, whose origins could themselves be the scripts of Hollywood movies. However, the issue of safety is not as black and white as it seems. Yes, stevia comes from a plant, but what ends up in your coffee is not simply a crushed leaf. It undergoes an extraction and refining process until it becomes the white powder or the clear liquid we are familiar with. This process is not much different from how crude oil is transformed into fuel for cars. So, when we talk about safety, we're really discussing something more complex than just natural versus synthetic. This is where regulatory agencies, the real judges of this dispute, come into play. They analyze, test, and retest, not just to ensure we won't drop dead after a sip of our morning coffee, but to understand the long-term impact of these compounds on our bodies. Because at the end of the day, both natural and synthetic sweeteners are indeed chemicals. And what really matters is how these substances interact with our organism. So before choosing your side in this epic battle between natural and synthetic, remember, science is our best ally in unraveling the mysteries behind these powerful little bottles. And just like in a good movie, sometimes the answer to the big question is not as simple as it seems. Are we making the right choice by sweetening our coffee? The safety of sweeteners is a complex topic, worthy of detailed analysis. And what do you think about this dispute between natural and synthetic sweeteners? Do you prefer to trust in the aura of purity of natural products or in the precision of science behind the synthetics? Let's debate in the comments. And don't forget, regardless of your choice, the most important thing is to be informed. Navigating through the world of sweeteners is like entering a maze of information, where each corridor may lead to a different conclusion. To begin with, let's clarify something important. Both natural and synthetic sweeteners undergo a rigorous evaluation process before they make it to your cup of coffee. This process is like a series of obstacles in a reality show, where only the strongest and safest survive. From laboratory tests with animals to long-term studies to observe potential side effects, the journey of a sweetener to approval is long and complex. However, despite this rigorous evaluation, the fear of the unknown remains. Stories like that of saccharin, which was labeled as carcinogenic after a controversial study, still haunt the world of sweeteners. But here's the twist. Science is always evolving, reassessing and correcting its steps. Just like in a suspense movie, where the truth is only revealed at the end, the reassessment of saccharin showed that the cancer risk was, in fact, a combination of specific factors not applicable to humans. But then comes the climactic scene. A recent study claims that sweeteners increase the risk of cancer by 13%. Before we panic, let's examine the facts. This study, though widely reported, has its limitations. Correlation does not imply causation, especially when study participants have various risk factors for cancer, such as a less healthy lifestyle. It's like blaming the supporting actor for a bad movie when, in fact, the script was doomed from the start. So what does science really tell us? In recommended doses, sweeteners are not villains. They are useful tools for those who need to control sugar intake, whether for health reasons or personal choice. The key is in balance and conscious use. There's no need to drench your food in sweetener. A few drops are enough. And for those who still have doubts, remember, science is an open book, constantly updated. Instead of following the waves of panic generated by sensational headlines, it's essential to seek information from reliable sources and, when necessary, consult health professionals. Therefore, before you decide whether sweeteners deserve a role in your diet, don't forget that, as in any good story, the details matter. And in the end, the choice to use or not use sweeteners should be based not on unfounded fears, but on a clear and updated understanding of the facts. What do you think about sweeteners? Let's open up this debate in the comments. And have you thought about the power of re-educating your palate? Imagine the freedom of tasting each food in its essence, without the need to mask its natural taste with sugar or sweeteners. Yes, this is totally possible. Our palate is like a muscle that can be trained and adapted. Starting to enjoy coffee without adding a ton of sugar, or experiencing the true flavor of a juice made only with fruits, may seem challenging at first. But, like everything in life, adaptation is key. This small adjustment in habits can have a huge impact not only on your health, but also on how you experience each meal. Now, tell me, what other myth about food and health would you like us to unravel together? Leave your comment below, and let's continue this conversation. But before you go exploring other nutrition mysteries, I have one last tip for those in search of a healthy transformation. Meet Live Pure, the supplement that has changed the way I view weight loss. With a natural approach focused on liver health, this supplement is a true game changer for those, like me, fighting the yo-yo effect. And the best part? If, for any reason, Live Pure doesn't deliver on its promises, you're protected by a 100% money-back guarantee for the first 60 days. Yes, you heard right. Zero risk for you to try and see the results for yourself. Click the link in the first pinned comment and discover how Live Pure can be your ally in this journey of self-care and elegance. And to continue on this wave of demystifying the biggest doubts about health and wellness, I have a recommendation you won't want to miss. If you found it interesting to uncover the secrets behind sweeteners, you'll love the video, How to Lose Weight Quickly Step by Step. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and share this video. Together, we'll break the myths and build a healthier and more stylish path for all of us. Shall we?